So honestly, to establish the restaurants, we are the foreigner, and Finnish is not our mother tongue language. So when we open the restaurants, I receive a lot of support from Business Rovaniemi. And when I came to the office, they give us all of the paperwork or all kinds of document I need to submit, and where I submit and how I can fill the forms. And for us, we just keep it as basic as possible. We just follow all of her instructions step by steps, like register for opening company, or like hygiene. We need to hygiene pass, or we have the hygiene like certificate, and then alcohol certificate. We are totally completely new in this market because the culture is different. In Vietnam, when you open a restaurant, it can happen in 5 days. We don't need any type at all document or tax or register many things. Just keep it in Vietnam. Street food corner just start with the good food. But in here, all of the documents need to start first. So honestly, I received the huge support from Business Rovaniemi and just follow them step by step. And all of the basic documents, we just to follow them. That's all. And in the beginning, it's a little bit hard, but they are very nice, just asking for help and just contact and asking for help. And the all of document, it takes about 3 months to done all the paperwork. So be prepared and planning the time for opening everything. It takes 3 months. Yeah. We really trust about all of the Finnish government systems, and we believe the Finland and the culture and also the people and the system. So for the foreigner, especially the administration part, we just follow the instruction from accounting company, the tax office, and also apply some paperwork from Business Rovaniemi. So when they say us to pay everything, we think it's must pay. Yeah, and we always feel happy to pay everything that's must pay, or the system or everything. We think is very like when we do the business in any country, we need to believe in the country system. Like when you go to Vietnam, you don't need to pay different things, but the culture different. There are another expensive. So when we do in the business in the country, you just believe in the government and the system. So we don't have any complaint, any feedback or anything, just follow the instruction. When we open our business, and I also ask her account mentor, like when we open, some people come to check, and the mentor share with us very clearly, like you just follow the law, like you have the finance, you have the hygiene pass, then you have your passport, you have your fire equipment clearly, or no insurance or contract. Like when we do in Vietnam, the paperwork is not important, but here is super important. And honestly, I have studied my business master of business administration in Lapin AMK, and then I asked for help from my professors, and then they send us all of the forms or some kind of contract paperwork, and in English, and quite easy to do. So there are some police, some monitors, like some insurance, different kind of official come and check, but we feel very normal because we understand how the Finnish country, when we do business, more important you understand the law, the administration process, and then the culture, then it's very easy. About all of the permission that we need to have, and I need to go to on the website and read, but honestly I could not find much. I could not find very like fully all of information, and it's quite new for us. So I usually come and ask for help. I come to business driven me or come to another owner of another restaurant, because when they are the owner of the restaurant, they have more experience. So usually I come and talk with them to like the mentor. I come and asking for some mentor to help, because when they work in the business, restaurant business enough time, they will know risky or some kind of paper or anything. So I come different place to ask for help, and they sharing with us very honestly and very useful information. Don't afraid to ask, just come and ask if you don't know anything. So I need to have the hygiene bath, alcohol bath, or music certificate permission. In Finland, doing the paperwork, it takes a lot of time. So be planning to get all the permission before you open the restaurant. And we don't find any difficult to asking for help or to searching information, because in the website they have clear information, and plus the clear information and the advices. Then you have step by step to do it, and very transparency. Transparency is the culture in here. Everything just be clear and follow the rules. In our country, somehow it's hard to find the information, but in here, they have the Finnish and English. Like I applying for some grant from the government that when a restaurant closed for the COVID, the all of information they have in Finnish and both in English. So you just follow step by step how to do it, and just asking for some expert. They offer for free product support for foreigner entrepreneur. So it's quite easy, transparency, clear information, and English. So I think Finland is quite very good country that the foreigner can do. So we contact with one insurance company, because for foreigner we just make it as a symbol, but it's necessary. We don't invest much, but keep it simple and necessary. So I contact with the expert in the insurance company. So I asked them that I am completely new in this market. So could you share with us what kind of insurance or what kind of the good thing that we need to invest and the risky from the restaurant? For example, in case some drunk people can break the mirror and it's super expensive, or something like some fire something. So they give us very clear and very detailed instruction. So we trust them, and we just follow their instruction, and we just buy in from the packet that they recommend for us. And I always ask them, I know that the packet is super important for a restaurant and it's very necessary, but can you put it as a minimum as possible? Because honestly, in a restaurant, we don't have anything very expensive investment, and if you put the insurance is super high, we cannot cover for the monthly or yearly. So just put it as minimum and just necessary. Yeah. So for us, we have when we cooperate with some of the one of insurance company, they give us whole packet, like the insurance for the restaurants and as well as the insurance for the employees and car insurance. So we just follow the instruction because we believe they are the local, and they are the official company and they have own knowledge, and we just follow the instruction and discuss with them the packet that's suitable with our restaurant. We have also some security, like a claim in a restaurant. In case something happen, we can use the SOS button, or some kind if somebody break the door or just something happen. I don't know what's risky, but we believe in Finland is very safety country. Very lucky until now, everything run very normally, and we don't very afraid that much, because we have the planning and we have some security company, we have insurance company, and we have quite small restaurant. So, and Finland, especially Finland, is very safe country. We feel very confident when we invest in and doing business in Finland. We don't afraid anything.